What is going on, my lovely ladies and gentlemen of the world? Hopefully people have dropped a lot of questions on me in regard to the last Nate Talks, and I will get to those. I haven't actually posted that yet, so I don't know. It's actually compiling right now into a real video and not just an audio file. But I wanted to just talk about, like, just fighting games. I'm just quick and dirty. I don't want to get into any depth. I don't really want to go too far into it. Just, you know, what has happened in fighting games for the past couple of months. So, firstly and foremostly, recently I saw a bunch of tweets that popped up. Like, initially they popped up with Dragon Ball FighterZ, where everybody was like, oh, I wish Arc System Works would work on this series, that series, whatever series. And made sense at the time. And now I just recently started seeing a bunch more, and I'm like, why the hell did these pop back up again? Like, what is the motivation behind people posting these now all of a sudden? Finally saw a news story that they are making a Grand Blue Fantasy fighting game, which I don't know anything about that series other than the fact that it's, like, I think one of the first big mobile gacha games that came out, and it's definitely one of the most played. I don't know anything about it beyond that. That's all I know. And so, you know, started looking it up, seeing some stories about it, and of course, in the current Arc System Works way, oh yeah, we want to make it as simple as possible so that mobile game players won't feel out of the loop, they won't feel out of their depth, which, obviously you know my trepidation regarding that, because that's what they said about BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, and we know what my opinion is about that game. But simplicity does not necessarily mean bad, right? Like, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, the simplicity was not that game's problem. If you ever heard me talk about that game and my problems with that game, you know the simplicity of it is not the game, is not my problem with the game. I'm fine with simplicity if it is done well. Rising Thunder, I feel, was done well, and it's unfortunate that the studio behind that, I guess they got bought out by Riot or whatever. Like, either way, they stopped developing it. They actually, I think they made it open source, right? And so, like, it ended basically before it really ever began, and I do think that game had a lot more potential, and it's a shame that they didn't get to pursue that potential. But regardless, simplicity is not necessarily a negative thing. The one thing that does kind of concern me is further down, just because, again, it's just, when I see some people say some stupid shit, it worries me. Like, where is this person's mentality? Where is their brain at? What are they thinking? And why is this person in a place of control? And so the thing that got me in this particular time, since there are people who don't like the idea of winning or losing, we're considering a way of playing that could take care of that. And it's just that statement where it's like, this is a fighting game. It's one person versus another person. No matter what, even if you take out, like, the round results or whatever, one person is clearly going to come out ahead of another person. There's really no way that you can change that. There's no way you can do that. So a part of me is intrigued. Like, what do they have in the pipeline? Because I can't wrap my head around that statement, especially in regard to a fighting game. What do they have in the pipeline that is going to potentially deal with that mentality, which, let's be real, is a loser's mentality to begin with? What could it possibly be? 90% of me is like, there's no way this could be anything good. This is so goddamn dumb. On the flip side of that, the other 10% of me is like, I can't wrap my head around this. I have no idea where they're going. Maybe this could wind up being something good? I don't know. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I am some godlike person that can easily think of everything that could possibly be made in a fighting game. I don't know where their head's at. It could be something good. I don't know. But I see a statement like that, and I'm instantly like, oh, this game's going to go south real quick, isn't it? It really confuses me. So it's, like I said, I've seen some people freaking out about, like, God damn it, they're doing it again with this simplistic shit. I don't care about that. You can make something good. You can make something simple be good. You can't make... But if the wrong people are behind it, and they don't understand why people enjoy fighting games to begin with, and they're just trying to basically win off of the name itself rather than the product, that's going to be the problem. And I feel like they are focusing, from the words that I saw throughout this interview, it felt like they were focusing more on Grand Blue Fantasy than they were on making a good fighting game, if that made any sort of sense. So I feel like the only thing that I can really hope for at this point, in terms of, you know, like where Dragon Ball FighterZ went, I know that's a game that's very controversial for me to think is a bad game, because, or at least say out loud that I think it's a bad game, because people still enjoy that game, it's still very popular. But BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, I think it's generally regarded pretty poorly. All that I can hope for in regard to all this shit that they're releasing that's licensed is that they're making enough money from it that it's going to lead to the best Guilty Gear possible. That's the only, like, hope that I have left for all these games. And like I said, I don't know, maybe Grand Blue Fantasy is gonna, maybe it's just, there's no gameplay available, there's no footage available, nobody knows anything about what's going on with this game, just that it exists. So I obviously can't make a judgment call about whether or not it's going to be a good game from what I have seen, but I feel pretty safe in regard to just how Arc System Works has treated BlazBlue, how they have treated Guilty Gear, how they've left BlazBlue and Guilty Gear, and then how Dragon Ball FighterZ turned out and how BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle turned out. I'm pretty safe in saying that they're going to fuck this up somehow, because that's what they've done with everything else they've touched recently. And that's going to be a damn shame, because, I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I hope that all the people who just keep buying these games are funding the best Guilty Gear that's ever going to be released. That's all that I can hope for at this point. So let's move on. From negativity to negativity. Street Fighter V. They're selling ad space in their game now. Are you serious? Why do casual players still play this game? I get it if you're a competitive player. If you're a tournament player, I get it. Make your money, dude. Make a career out of playing video games. That's cool. Good on you. Do it. I will never judge you for the game that you choose to play, how you choose to play it. Make your damn money. But from a casual standpoint, it feels like every single patch, every single change that Capcom has made to the game since the game's beta has made the game worse from a casual standpoint. From somebody who just wants to play some matches every few days, doesn't care about becoming, you know, the best that they can be, isn't trying to go to tournaments and win them all. It's just like you have so many options for fighting games these days. You have so many choices for such better fighting games out there in the world to spend your time, to spend your limited amount of gaming time on. And you choose this one? After the amount of abuse that they give you time and time and time again, and now they throw this at you where they have spent time that could have been spent on development, that could have been spent on new, better characters, they could have patched some of the terrible characters in the game, yada yada. So much development time that they could have spent on anything else, and they spent it on putting ad space in the game. Now, the tiny little bit of fairness you can give them is that it is a toggleable feature. You can turn it off if you want to. You don't have to see it. But on the flip side of that, it has clearly been building up to this to try to make money off of ad space, because the only thing that it does for you if you turn that ad space on is you get more fight money per match. So after they have systematically, time and time again, since Arcade Edition was released of that game, they have nerfed players' ability to make fight money. Now, they introduce a way to make more that is solely intended to just line their pockets with more cash. That's it. It doesn't provide anything good to the game. In fact, you can definitely argue that it's a net negative for the game because it provides a ton more visual clutter. It just looks stupid and pointless. And, yeah. I don't know why people still play that game. It baffles me. That's my whole opinion on that. Tekken. They killed it. Damn did they kill it. Everybody's playing Armor King. Who that is playing Tekken is not playing Armor King right now? Because I just see everybody playing Armor King. Which kind of disappoints me, because I'd be playing Marduk. If I played that game and I had the season pass and I was actually good at it, I'd be playing Marduk right now. He looks like a fucking badass. But I have only seen people playing Armor King. So, like, after that release, because I don't think that their previous characters, was it just Anna and Lei, I think, were the only two that were released prior to these two? Oh, yeah, because there's 6 total. So it was those two, then Armor King and Marduk, and now Julia and Negan are the next two, and that finishes out the season pass. But after how well received these two are, dude, They have some big shoes to fill for the next two, but if they manage to somehow make to fill those shoes, actually match up to it, they could potentially be looking at a viable Season 3 of DLC if they want to. Which, gonna be pretty interesting. I feel like they should move on to a new project at this point in time, because Tekken 7 has been out so long, but I do think Tekken 7 also has, if they want to continue supporting it the way they have, they absolutely can. But it's just, eventually you get to a point where it's like, we're spending a lot of money on development here, and we're not really necessarily getting that much back. Why don't we just make a new game instead? You have to understand, you know, there is a point where it would be like, I don't know how Yacht Club Games is still going strong. I really don't. They have released so much free content for Shovel Knight for people who only bought the initial game. And they're still going strong. They're still paying their developers. They've still got a new thing in the pipeline. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know. From a financial standpoint, I mean, obviously I love it, right? And because of that, I have supported them for many other things. I bought the Shovel Knight amiibo. I think I bought their soundtrack twice. Like, I believe I have a physical soundtrack, and I also bought the soundtrack off of, what's it called? Off of Steam. I bought the PlayStation Vita physical version for absolutely no reason. I don't think I've touched my Vita in like a year and a half, and I never played that game because I have it on Steam. Why would I play it on a goddamn Vita? But regardless, I mean, like, it does lead to a certain amount of goodwill that will make me want to support them in other ways, so they certainly have that kind of stuff going for them. But still, it just feels like they haven't made any other game besides Shovel Knight. How long ago did Shovel Knight come out? Like, how long have they been doing this for? Because they've had 2 completely free, massive patches. Oh, I wonder how much money. I wonder if they actually get paid for all the people that have used Shovel Knight in their games. This came out in 2014. June 26, 2014. For almost 4.5 years, they have somehow subsisted off of just Shovel Knight. They haven't made another game. They haven't done anything else. They have only made Shovel Knight and worked on more things Shovel Knight. Now, to be fair, they've also ported that game to like every single place that they possibly could. But still, like, it really surprised me that they have not moved on to just doing a new project at this point in time, and it feels like they shouldn't still be afloat. But they're doing it somehow, so kudos to them. But that's also a similar timeline for how long Tekken 7's been out too, because it was out in arcades for what, like almost 2 years before it got released on consoles, and it's been out on consoles for 2 or 3. Now I need to look that up. 2015, yeah, it's been out for 3 years. Oh, no. Okay, the arcade release was in 2015. That's not right. Why is it giving me... I search for Tekken 7... Like, I was looking at it, it's like August 31st, 2017. Like, that's definitely not right. It's definitely at least been out for 2 years. I search Google for Tekken 7 release date, and the first thing it returns to me is the release date for Tekken 7 Ultimate Tekken Bowl. Who the hell cares about Tekken Bowl? Oh, you're out of your mind. Okay, let's go to the Wikipedia page, because 2015 is when it was released in arcade. June 2nd, 2017. Really? So it's only been out for 1.5 years on consoles? God, it was out for so long in arcades, it feels like it should be so much longer than that. I take that back then. I think they should do a Season 3 for Tekken 7, and then call that a day, and move on to the next project, whether that's Tekken Tag Tournament or whatever. Is it raining? Oh my good lord, it's raining. Shit. I need new shoes. Just as a little bit of a distraction. The shoes that I got these shoes. I got 2 pairs of shoes before I went to university. And one of them I bought solely as basketball shoes. And then one of them I bought is just, you know, like just wear them every day, do whatever. The tread on those wore out so damn fast. And that's not really a problem. But it rained for a couple days. and when it rained, it legitimately felt like I was on a slip and slide. I had no grip on the ground whatsoever on these shoes. So anywhere that wasn't like, that didn't have a ton of friction already from the material itself, like I was legitimately on a slip and slide. I had to watch my step so carefully. I couldn't walk normally because if I did, my foot would just literally fly out behind me, and I would almost fall on my face, which I'm sure looked comical for the people around me, but it scared the shit out of me. I'm a big dude, man. I got a long way to fall. I could hurt myself. Come on, son. It was miserable. So I need to get new shoes that actually don't have tread. I mean, to be fair, I'm walking like 5 or 6 miles a day. I don't know if it's going to be quite that much this upcoming quarter, but still, like, yeah, I'm doing a lot of walking. So I need new shoes, and just here in the rain, like, oh, I can't go outside now because these are the only shoes I got to walk around in right now. I can't be doing that. I'll die. Oh, God. Anyway, what else in regard to fighting? Soul Calibur 6. How is Soul Calibur 6 regarded, especially from a tournament standpoint? I haven't watched any tournaments, but, like, I feel like I haven't heard anything about Soul Calibur 6. Like, it wasn't good enough. Now, this is all just my interpretation of the situation. I'm not saying this is fact, this is how it is. I am asking you to correct me if I'm wrong. It felt like Soul Calibur 6 came out, people went, yeah, it's okay, and then went back to their lives. Like, it wasn't bad, and so nobody could really say anything bad about it, but it also wasn't great, so nobody really said anything good about it either. And, like, it just felt like there was an initial flurry of, like, look what I made in character customization, and that was it. Like, barely any gameplay. Doesn't really seem to be making any waves in tournaments. It just kind of exists. That's my whole kind of like from where I'm standing, what it feels like. So let me know if it's any different, because it really does feel like that game just kind of came and went and nobody gave a shit. That's the best way that I can think of it. Actually, I did talk a little bit about they hinted way the hell back when at EVO about, you know, like a new series coming to BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Has anything come from that? Has there been any news about what the hell that would be? Because, I mean, I haven't paid attention at all, but I feel like I would have heard something, especially from one of you guys posting in the Discord or just anything. But, like, 6 months now with no news whatsoever about like what it actually means, what it could entail, is weird, and it feels like there should have been something by now, but there isn't. So I don't know. That's something that kind of just randomly popped into my head that just seems very strange. Let me get a drink of water real quick. That's another problem with not having done this for so long, is like when you do this on a daily basis, your throat gets used to talking. Like, the more you talk, the more, I mean, that's just in general what your body does. The more you do something, your body will grow accustomed to it and get better at it. Since I haven't done this for so long, just doing like that one little Nate Talks initially, and then recording the World Ends With You video, my throat's already like, bro, you haven't talked this much in ages. What are you doing? Chill out. So my throat actually hurts a little bit. It's kind of getting raw. So you gotta be careful. I think this is gonna have to be it for today. But Smash came out, and very first thing that I started seeing was the people that coming out like, why do people turn items off? Why do people want items off? Competitive is ruining the game. Kind of made me laugh. I should get it, but on the flip side of that, I don't have any kind, like, I don't have a pro controller. I don't even know if that's like a better way to play it. I'm definitely not going to buy a Switch specific stick. That would be a pointless waste. But I should get it just to try it and play it. But the problem is I don't have GameFly anymore. There's no way I can justify keeping GameFly at this point in time. But so now I don't have a way to just rent games and see if I like them or not. So I either have to buy Smash, which I assume it's a full $60 game. Like, why wouldn't it be? Yeah. Shit. I don't even know who I would play, because isn't the Piranha Plant a DLC character? I would totally play him, 100%, but he's a DLC character. What character would I play? Shit, I don't know. Probably Falcon. Let's see. Smash Bros. Ultimate character list. People are already searching tier list. Tier list was the first one that came up. That actually blows my mind. Oh, Zero Suit Samus. Zero Suit Samus is my base. She's in the game, right? I just saw Samus. Let's see. Oh yeah, there she is. Zero Suit Samus. She's my bae. I'd probably play her. Oh, King Dedede. King Dedede would be sick. Let's see, who else is here? Oh, King K. Rool? Is that what his name is? The dude from Donkey Kong? That'd be cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of characters I'd play on here. King K. Rool, Captain Falcon. Who the hell is... Oh, I think that's the person from Xenoblade Chronicles. Shulk or whatever. So yeah, Zero Suit Samus. Play him. Ike probably, even though the Fire Emblem characters look boring as hell. So that probably wouldn't last very long. Ganondorf. Who is this? Oh, it doesn't list a name. That's strange. It's like, it looks kind of like Samus, but if Samus was evil. Like, it's got kind of a dark gray helmet, blue light on it. I don't know if that's actually what it is. Oh, baby Bowser. That'd be hilarious. I think that's it. Why are there 12 pictures of Sonic the Hedgehog here? What the hell? Okay, this list sucks. Hang on, let me go back. Let me go to a different one. Characters and roster. There we go. Please. Please. Don't autoplay a video, you son of a bitch. Okay, they didn't. Good on you. Oh yeah, Dark Samus. That's actually what it is. I didn't even know there was a Dark Samus. I don't know anything about Metroid Prime. So many people are clamoring for a Metroid Prime collection. Or Metroid, like news on Metroid Prime 4. I need it. Because I never got to play them. But I would like to. Especially without motion controls. Please, for the love of God, don't include motion controls. I hate Nintendo for including that in so much. Pichu is a character? What the hell? Why? Yeah, there actually really aren't that many characters in this game that I would like to play. Or at least looking at initially, I'd be like, oh yeah, I totally want to play them. See, that's kind of it. Like what I mentioned earlier already. Zero Suit Samus, King Dedede, King K. Rool, Bowser Jr. Maybe Ridley. Oh, I play Richter. Yeah, that's kind of it. Damn it! Piranha Plant is a DLC character. I feel like I've hit a point now where I just refuse to support DLC in fighting games. Especially pre-release announcements of DLC. What else has happened in fighting games? I don't know. Nothing really. Nothing Guilty Gear related. Nothing Unis related, which makes me sad. Unfortunately, Unis PC port just didn't really... wasn't very good. It had a lot of network problems, which, you know, is kind of like the worst thing you can do for a fighting game these days is have shitty online. Oh, Injustice 2 wasn't... Or not, sorry, not Injustice 2. Injustice 2 was just announced. Mortal Kombat 11 was announced with a trailer that showed nothing. But still, I enjoyed Mortal Kombat 10. I really would if the... apparently, I never played... Was it called XL? Whatever. I never played that version of the game. But apparently they fixed all the connectivity issues, all the netcode issues that the game had during its initial release. I probably would have played that game a lot if the online had been satisfactory. But it wasn't. It was god-awful. I really, really loved Kotal Kahn. It was so fun playing that character. And so just the online being what it was completely ruined it. So if Mortal Kombat 11 is even... slightly close to the same quality in terms of just overall enjoyment, I could see myself playing that game a lot. That'll be very interesting. So I hope that they have indeed gotten their shit together and they don't fuck it up. Because, like, you would think Namco Bandai by now would have gotten their shit together. But, like, Tekken 7 came out and it had all kinds of problems. From the matchmaker to the netcode, it was a miserable experience. It took a lot of patches to finally make it a game worth playing online. Dragon Ball FighterZ started out the same way. It was god-awful initially. It took ages to find matches. The matchmaker just barely worked. A bunch of the modes didn't work, period. Like, it was a bad time overall. They patched it eventually and made it better, but it still sucked. And then Soul Calibur 6 started out the same way. Had all kinds of networking problems. Matchmaker was iffy, and it's like, come on, how have you not figured this out by now? Get your shit together. So, hopefully NetherRealm Studios is a quicker learner than Namco, because I can't deal with another game with trash netcode. Oh, King of Fighters 15. That got announced that it's in development right now, right? Didn't it? I feel like they talked about that. Or maybe that was just a random rumor that I heard about. If they can spend more time on that than they did on King of Fighters 14. Because King of Fighters 14, man, that had netcode issues too, but that was not my big issue with the game. Everybody played exactly the same. There was no differentiation in play style for every single character in the game, and that killed it for me. I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of just floundering right now. I'm done talking. Thank you for listening. Peace.